College. From there, he attended Alfred University, where he received a master's degree in ceramic engineering. Brian was employed by General Electric Company for several years and is the founder and owner of Quartz Fusion Incorporated. He has since sold his business to GE and now devotes most of his time to volunteering and spending time with his family. Brian lives in Mentor, Ohio, and is married to Lucy Franco Gallets, who was also a graduate from Falconer Central School, again in the year 1979. They have 4 children: Aaron, a graduate of Ohio University and special education teacher in Fairfax County; Katie, also a graduate of Ohio University and an accountant for Grant Thornton; Lauren, a student at Purdue School of Engineering and Technology; and Megan, a student at Mentor High School. At this time, I would like to introduce our speaker for this year's commencement ceremony, Mr. Brian Gallets.
I'd hold my applause if I was you, because Falconer Central High School Class 2009, you're about to witness a mess that I did my best to prevent. When Superintendent Fosberg first asked me to be the commencement speaker this year, I thought, what an honor. My second thought was, I need to find a way to get out of this. And I'm a pretty creative guy, but I'm no quitter. So I figured I could come up with something. I was hoping maybe one of my kids graduated from college, or my daughter to have a soccer tournament in some far-off land, or even my youngest. She's been in the Cleveland Clinic for the past week having major surgery, and she couldn't do me a favor and take a turn for the worst. Instead, she was here. She couldn't help me out. So then I came up with a perfect solution. I have a relative in this class right over here, all right? And I, being the good relative, didn't want to embarrass them on this special day. So I called them up and said, hey, relative, I'm going to be the commencement speaker. What do you think? And they said, who cares? Well, I said, I care because I'm concerned about your well-being and I don't want to embarrass you this day. And at that point, I just said, well, I'm not going to give their name, but, I just figured And then I was thinking, okay, I got to get on this speech thing. And how am I going to relate to these people? Because I'm some old man. I'm just some old man to them. And then I had the perfect thing. It's been in my garage for 30 years. I haven't seen it in 30 years. My leather jacket. Boy, if I would have known, I wouldn't be wearing this wool coat, I'll tell you that much. I think it fits all right, It's got the pleather right here. Where else do you get that? It's got my name, proving that I am a Falconer Central High School graduate. And now I'm going to tell them that I always tell my kids, life is like a marathon, not a sprint. And I've had a 30-year head start on these guys, and I'm not going to come back and report a couple good things to them. I'm going to report good things because they'll find out the bad stuff all by themselves, and I don't want to bum them out on today, so I'm going to only report good things. The first bit of good news that I have for them is that Falconer Central High School in Falconer, New York, Jamestown area is a great place to start your life. I mean, from here, you can compete with all those fancy places like Tokyo and Paris and Buffalo and places like that. The next bit of good news I have for them, and this is real simple, I'm going to sound like that old man that I am, and your parents tell you this all the time, is that through hard work and effort, you can achieve anything you want in life. It's real simple. You can overcome things like people with more brains and that type of thing, people with better looks. Looks are so important. Look at me, I have this face, I've been doing okay, I'm doing okay. And people are always talking about money, gotta have money. Well, I don't need anybody else's money. I can go earn it myself. And the next bit I have for you is a little bit politically incorrect. And I'm going to offend some of the people in the audience, and I apologize for this. Because remember, life is a competition. And many people out there are lazy, okay? So you're competing against a lot of people out there that aren't willing to put in the effort. And if you want to put in the effort, you can overcome. Now, how did I learn this intricate philosophy? It was all from when I was growing up. My parents were very hard workers, and in turn, my brothers and sisters were all very hard workers. And it was all based on this parenting philosophy that my parents had, and that was, they said, Brian, you can have anything you want, go anywhere you want, do anything you want, anytime you want. And I thought, wow, that's very generous. And then it was followed up by, as long as you can pay for it and get yourself there. And I go, well, the problem is I have no wheels, and I have no money. So I better get a job. So I started working on farms, hard working on farms. And I'm going to sound like that old man again. My first job at Cooper's Farm in Kennedy, 75 cents an hour, okay? I mean, 75 cents an hour. And why was I going to work? Because I wanted a set of wheels. Like all you kids. You guys want a set of wheels, right? After a couple summers, I got my set of wheels. And 10 speeds with it. It was crazy. I was pedaling all up and down the hills, and it was really great, but my legs were getting tired. So after a while, I go, I'm going to upgrade myself. I'm going to build my skills. I'm going to go for 2 sets of wheels. But I better get a job, a better job. So my next job was at the Lutheran home up on Falconer Street. I worked there for 3.5 years. It's a great job, washing dishes. $3.10 an hour, big money, big improvement over what I was doing. And the second I put on this leather coat, it reminded me of the Lutheran home, because this sleeve here, the seam, is all goofed up. And the reason it's goofed up is I was involved in a very dangerous, extreme dishwasher accident up at the Lutheran home, and my hand got stuck in this dishwasher. It's hard to explain. But it got stuck in the dishwasher. Paramedics had to come. Paramedics had to come and pull my hand out, and blood was everywhere. I ended up having surgeries, a big mess, and my hand was in a cast for a long time. So my mom cut the seam so I could jam my hand through there. And the people at the Lutheran home were very nice. They offered me. They said, "You can take some time off if you want." But I said, I don't want to take any time off. I'm just getting my extreme life going, I had a car now. I had both sets of wheels. I had to pay for gas, insurance. And back then, I had this girlfriend, okay? And she was very nice. I spent a lot of money on her. I wonder where she is now. Well, sorry about that. I just kind of lost myself there for a second thinking about that girl. Well, you can see now, I'm kind of building my skills. I went from a set of wheels to 2 sets of wheels, from 75 cents to a $3.10. I'm moving up in the world. So I figured I'm going to go to Alfred University, a tough school, a lot of brainy kids there. And I thought, well, I don't know how I'm going to compete, because I'm from Falconer, I don't know. I don't have the money, I don't have the skills. But I get there. And that's where I really started to see people that had a lot of skills that were maybe a little on the lazy side, So a good example of that is my senior thesis. I'm working away. First, it's a whole year project. I'm working away on the project, and I start right in September, taking data, breaking glass, going crazy. And then it gets to be November, and my thesis advisor comes to me and goes, Brian, you're done with your senior thesis. And I go, how could that be? My thesis is supposed to go through May. And he goes, I've worked here for 25 years, and you've done more work on your senior thesis than anybody I've ever seen. Just write it up. And I thought, well, I'm no fool. I just wrote it up at that point and quit. But I thought, well, I'm going to move on. But I was amazed, because these kids would really be working hard. And they were, but I can outwork them. Now, I can see you kids back here. You're probably saying, that guy up there, that old guy in that goofy coat, probably smart. Well, if this speech doesn't dispel that myth, but I have further proof that I am not that smart. My oldest, who is a special ed teacher in Virginia, recently gave me some very intricate, deep tests to determine why I can't read. Okay? And you may think that's funny, and I don't appreciate it. But anyway, this is kind of funny. I'm excellent with pictures, and I'm all about captions and road signs I got. But if I see a whole page, I have a panic attack. So I've never really read in my life. And she told me, Dad, you are technically learning disabled. And I thought,